And welcome.
Hello.
Hey everyone, I'm Jonathan,
Nick.
and we are the Gosslings. And this is our weekly live stream that we do every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, barring any sort of, mitigating circumstances such as, holidays or Corona or.
That happened.
That's
too.
about really the only two things that we let really get in the way.
Yeah, I let Corona get in the way of me doing it, and I'm weak. I'm weak sauce.
Well, I mean, I don't blame you. I freaked out a little bit the night that I dropped off some bourbon for you because I touched the door handle and it was cold.
Yeah.
And I was like, for the next few days, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have the vid. I'm gonna die. So, But anyways, welcome everyone.
Hello.
So
hope you had a good week. It was a short week because of the holiday, but it did not feel like a short week. It felt very long.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're cramming 5 days into 4.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
5 days worth of anxiety and customer
Stress.
trouble and stress.
Mm-hmm. People.
And only 4 days to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Thanks, Freemasons.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks for setting up.
We're not a fan of masonry around these parts.
No.
This is good Logos God-fearing country.
That's right. So,
man.
you want to go ahead and do the toast?
Yeah, let's do the toast.
Yeah.
We do every week. We lead. This is what we're a writers group. We're the Gosslings. We're a writers group, and we always start with our motto. It's our toast, like every good club should do, or group should do. They should have a motto, and they should start their ceremonies appropriately.
Yeah.
So I can't remember who went first last time, though.
I don't know. I'll go first.
All right.
So if you have anything to drink, whether it's what are we drinking? Is this
it's just bullet.
Bullet?
Yeah, it's just bullet.
Whether it's bourbon or any other spirit or Earl Grey tea, such as what our narrator Adam uses, or anything else, then lift it, and I'll start and say the first half, and then if you're watching and you're familiar with it, you say the second half. All right? Take up the broken sword of your father.
And strike down the darkness.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
You're getting a lot cleaner about that. Yeah. No more Irish happy tales.
Yeah, I didn't. It would peel the paint right off this amazing shirt that we just had made.
Yeah, you've been getting a lot of traction on that shirt lately.
Yeah. You know what? I'm 3 for 3. I've worn this shirt in public 3 times.
Yeah.
All 3 times somebody said something about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. One dude thought it was an album.
Oh, yeah.
We were like a band.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That would make sense because it's Nashville.
Yeah. One guy thought it was a podcast, and the other guy said, "Hey, are you a writer?"
Yeah, well, getting more accurate as, know. The next time, the 4th time, someone might actually be like, "Oh, yeah, I watched that." Yeah. Because every time it seems to be getting just a little more precise as to what we are.
Yeah, it's a good conversation starter.
Yeah, well, I repost these in iHeart Spring Hill and in the local subdivition Facebook groups.
Yeah.
So hopefully it gets us a little bit.
Well, I hope someone watches.
Yeah.
So. It's cool. Yeah, one guy is the guy that I got the bullet from when I went to the store to get.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He looked at my shirt. He's like, "Hey, that's funny. I like that. I like your shirt. I like what it says. Can't hack a typewriter."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I said, "Thanks." He goes, "Where'd you get that?"
Oh, funny you should ask.
Yeah. Designed it myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It took like how long did that? It took like 2 hours. No, not 2 hours.
2 weeks ago, we came back after we ate. I went to Amigos, got the Mexican restaurant after the live stream. We came back. Well, it's about 2 hours. We came up with a couple different designs and got on, I think, Teespring.
It was Teespring.
Teespring, yeah. Ordered a couple things. And, Christian was so excited about it that the next day he didn't make me, but he coerced me into letting him design something. And he ordered a shirt with his YouTube channel on it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Lego figure, and it says Lego Ka-ching. That's his YouTube channel. Yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah, he did a good job.
Are those available? Because at first we did these as just like a private, sort of thing just for us.
We can make them live.
Yeah,
I haven't made them live. We can though.
I was gonna say I had to reorder mine. I had a couple of other designs that probably are not going to turn out as well as what we did there. But that should get here sometime in the next few days. And if they work out well, at least that one. At least make that one.
I like this one.
I think people would buy that.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, we're getting good,
Yeah, positive feedback.
Yeah.
On it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks better in person than it does. I don't know. I mean, apparently, because like no one mentions it in the chat. No one's like, cool T-shirt, but yet every time you wear it out in public, people are like, cool T-shirt.
Yeah.
So,
This is. I guess it does. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it does look better in person.
Yeah.
Unlike most celebrities.
Yeah.
And famous
no adrenochrome required.
Right.
That should be our next one. Yeah. So.
Well, man, what's been going on this week? Let's go in week in review. Short week, crazy week.
Yeah, I wrote some more on Sasquatchalypse. I've been plugging away at the new job, and then ordered the shirts. Oh, Dee has finished my Bookmarks order.
Okay.
So
fantastic.
I think I paid her for that a few hours ago, so she'll.
Nice.
If she hasn't mailed that out today, or I guess tonight, then she'll mail it out tomorrow. But I ordered a bunch of different. Dee Burrell is the wife of our narrator, Adam Burrell. They're over in the UK,
Super talented.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
They really need like a brand called Double Burled.
Double Burled.
Like I don't, I'll never ever stop talking about it until it happens, And because he's an awesome narrator, he does all the Heavenly Realms books, on Audible and Amazon, and he does most of the Travelers League books, and then she makes resin stuff, just swag.
Yeah, bookmarks, coasters.
Yeah,
tea trays, dice
cups.
Yeah.
I mean, just all sorts of really cool stuff. She's really good at it. And she designed a bunch of. It'll be going out in the morning. Oh, it's awesome!
Nice.
Yeah, thanks, Dee.
Thank you, Dee.
But she designed a bunch of bookmarks for all 5 of the Heavenly Realms novels,
those,
color coded with the logo and everything, and tassels corresponding to the individual books. So there are 5 of the 7 that have been released so far. So there are 5 bookmarks that she's made. She made a run of 10 each of them. So I'm sure they'll get here in 3 weeks or so. And then
cool.
We were going to do a contest at some point involving like getting the bookmarks. But we'll probably set it up so you can just buy the bookmarks yourself if you wanted to. For like all 5 of you people who, like the Heavenly Realms books. So. Yeah,
and you can find her on Instagram, right? At resin_by_dreamer.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Cool. If you if you go to our Facebook page, I think she has a Facebook page as well, Resin by Dreamer. But if you go to our Facebook page or if you go to our Instagram pages, you'll at least see mine on the author J. Goss Instagram page. Or you'll see her on my Heavenly Realms and author J. Goss Facebook page. So, along with Adam has been killing it with the promos. I did talk to an old family friend, Mark Chadwick.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, finally got a hold of Mark.
He's a music guy.
Yeah, so Mark Chadwick is super cool. He's a longtime friend of the family. He used to make records with our brother and our dad. Very talented musician, and I mean he's kind of talented. Like Mark's probably watching right now, so like don't let it go to your head, buddy. But whatever. But I got in touch with him, and I'm gonna have him maybe do like some background underscoring music for when we do special editions of the novels.
Yep.
So I already got the first Heavenly Realms unabridged edition written. That's probably going to take several months before I actually get it up and running. So it'll probably be next year sometime when you guys start to really see that kind of thing hit. But what Adam has done, our narrator has done with his sneak peeks, which are available on YouTube, Adam narrates on YouTube. What he's done with those is add music and even a little bit of sound effects on yours to them. It sounded really good. So he reads a sample chapter, and it's been great. I would like to do that in perpetuity for all of the books and turn the books into more of a production. There's probably an issue with copyright on the music that he's used in the past. So as far as like long form, I don't think that some of that stuff is maybe public domain. It might be. I don't know. You might be able to use that. I'd have to look into like the files he's using. Because what he did on YouTube was perfect. You know, it was absolutely perfect. It was super easy. The one he did for Heavenly Realms has gotten like 450 something views. Like, it's been crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, but for doing something more long form that you're going to monetize, make money off of, you know, you want to make sure that the copyright is in place. So I got to talk to Adam about that because I don't think he spent anything to use that music, and it was perfect. If we could keep using that, that would be great. But we'll see. I don't know. I trust Adam, though. Adam's really good at what he does. If you're looking to have your book, you know, be narrated for Kindle or for Audible, Adam Burrell is the guy to reach out to. And if you want some cool resin stuff, contact his wife, Dee. So anyways, what's going on with you?
I've been writing at Starbucks every morning this week.
Oh,
finally.
yeah.
They finally opened their cafe, so I've been there at 5 a.m. banging on the door like a madman. Like a pathetic social antisocial. Yeah, totally. Yeah, all but needles all but hanging out my arms.
Yeah.
And it's been great. It's been great. Finally got some stuff done. Got a lot of I'd get there early, write a chapter, plot something out, you know, plan out like social media posts, and keep jumping back and forth between projects, but still moving forward on stuff, which is a great thing. Like, not have to do it in here, not having to sit at the kitchen table, getting out, drinking a ton of coffee. And then, you know, once I get there and I get about 30 minutes in, I'm already into my Americano. It's about 5:30. I make it a point to go in and completely defile their restrooms.
I was going to say, you're working up a pretty momentous dump.
It's one of two, sometimes three, depending on what happened the night before. And I go in there and I
evacuate profusely.
I decimate that place. Yeah,
it's a war crime in there.
Yeah,
you know.
No, for sure.
They call him Moab Nick.
Yeah.
You know,
it's funny, on the door it says, we respectfully ask that unvaccinated people wear masks and vaccinated people don't have to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just an interesting sign on the door. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There is no political solution.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe someone like that should be held accountable for putting that sign up. Maybe anybody who supports that should be held personally, physically accountable.
You know what's interesting about Starbucks is that their I'm not going to call them partners. They're supposed to be called partners, but they call their employees.
Sort of like how they call customers guests in retail for about 20 years now.
Yeah.
I remember I encountered that in Borders. It's like, shut up.
Yeah. They're employees.
Did we send them an invitation? You know, on a frilly. I told my manager that one day. I was like, did we send them an invitation on some frilly lace?
Yeah.
You know, when I'm invited over for Thanksgiving, I don't have to pay for the food. So are they guests or are they customers?
Yeah.
Stop trying to take money out of it because you're not fooling anybody and you're just making it look pathetic. Same thing with the employees.
It's a patron is what it is because there's an exchange.
Yeah, there's an exchange. Yeah.
They're patrons. But going back to the employees, there's this huge thing in Starbucks right now where they said that other regions are thinking about opening up their cafes again. And a bunch of employees are like, if you do, we'll walk out. They're planning this huge walkout.
Fine.
Yeah. This is, and what's interesting is that during COVID,
aren't they all furloughed anyways? They're making more money on unemployment than they are.
Well, Starbucks didn't. Starbucks have paid people for weeks of unworked time because of COVID. Yeah. When stores would shut down, they'd help them try find another place. Some people
there was a lot of infrastructure.
3 or 4 weeks off paid just to find time to get them into. They went above and beyond to really keep paying their employees so no one would leave to minimize the impact of COVID. And they did that for a year with, hundreds of thousands of employees. Yeah. 40 plus thousand employees. And those same employees are kind of like, it's just like the ingratitude is staggering. Like mind-boggling.
Of course it is.
Like, thanks for not letting me go, homeless and hungry during COVID, but if you open a cafe, I better walk out.
Yeah, that's fine. Go, walk out.
Like this, spoiled, entitled.
Go work at Burger King and get sickle cell anemia, you loser. Get robbed in the parking lot the way you deserve.
I think that, and I worked there for 6.5 years. I was a manager, and an experience. I'll say it's an experience for
good
sure.
and bad, sure.
There's the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And I was grateful to have the job, and it was really, really hard. And there are a lot of other places that arguably make better coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But there are no other places that make coffee at 5 a.m.
At 5 a.m.
Where I can and that has free Wi-Fi where I can go and write. So
you'd almost want to call around at like local.
I have. They don't open at 5 a.m. I looked. No,
really.
No.
Yeah.
No, local people don't open that early.
That's a shame. See,
it's a shame.
There's a niche for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's this whole world, but this country especially is such a gutter. Like, I mean, you're such a pathetic coalition of low IQ, subpar, unmasculine, just low-hanging, rotted fruit lemmings. You want to stage a walkout? Go for it.
Yeah, walk out.
Walk out, go get a job at Taco Bell, and then go get robbed and beat to death, shot and stabbed at 2 a.m. as you're coming out of your minimum wage job, because that's what you deserve. And if that happens to you, good. Because there are no... I saw a great Kevin Sorbo quote on Instagram earlier today that talked about how, like, if there were more real men in this country, we never would have let any of this happen. We never would have. But that's why they attacked masculinity first, because you have to take out the protector. And so, So everything that happens to this gutter of just
pretty much ask for it.
Yeah, you ask for it, you deserve it, and I'll build a castle out of your bones. Like I got nothing for you people anymore. It's just whatever.
Well,
Gosslings episode 29.
Yeah,
in which Jonathan finally breaks.
Well,
this is not me breaking, and that should scare you.
Adam just joined us. On a lighter note, thank you, Adam. Hello, good to see you. Adam is in the house, as currently at work. Sorry about that. There we go. And I'm glad you joined.
Oh yeah, Adam's. I bet Adam's been working pretty hard on the audiobooks. I know those those YouTube things probably took him a lot of time to do. And man, they were worth it, because they really are just like some of the best stuff, he's ever done. But I want my Wayfarers chapters. I know he's working on it. I'm just messing with you, Adam. But dude, he's getting into, he's probably about a third of the way through Wayfarers, and which is the Fifth Heavenly Realms book for anybody who's not, whatever. But he's about the third of the way through, which is right where it starts to like really get cool. Like, I mean, if you're a fan of the work, it's like, you're going to like everything up till then anyways, but a lot of it is retreading material. You're seeing old material through new eyes, but then about after a third of the way through, you're getting into some new material that you've never seen before that I really enjoyed writing, and I can't wait for him to... I really actually just want to hear what he says about it, because I know he digs it, and I'm like... And he's also doing like a mild edit on it, which is why I haven't done like any official... Wayfarers, the Fifth Heavenly Realms book, is out on Amazon in paperback and ebook, but I haven't done any official announcement or really released it, like promoted it yet, because Adam is doing like a really cursory kind of just skimming edit. And so I'm implementing those edits as he's reading. And there's not a lot of them, but I want to wait until after he's done with those, polish it up, make sure everything is as perfect as it can be, and then make an announcement about it. So, anyways, that's the plan. So
Wayfarers has the coolest cover of all of your books.
Oh yeah,
I think it's really awesome.
It's got that Demon Dong cover.
It's got that. That's true, and it's cool because how they follow the line. They're like protecting whoever the current person is in the line.
Yeah,
it's neat. Yeah. The whole thing with the the demon spirits and how they begin to emerge.
Yeah.
Very cool. Creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I wrote that. Definitely wrote that during the small hours. And like that's the kind of material that I'm like, Adam, I can't wait for you to get to this stuff because I know you're gonna dig it. Just come play with me.
Yeah.
Adam's awesome. Adam's super cool too, because like Adam, we know you're trying, Adam. Believe me, you have nothing to worry about, dude. We're just breaking your balls here. But like Adam, he likes all the cool things. Like he likes Myth, the Fallen Lords. He likes Thief. He likes Warhammer 40K. And it suddenly like dawned on me, especially once he mentioned Warhammer 40K. It's like, oh, I get it. Now I understand like why Adam likes these books, because like so much of the battles and everything in these books, they're all just like straight from like Warhammer 40K, which is so yeah. Adam's awesome. Adam Burl is the third Gosling for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
We've kind of figured out, I think, a small thing to do for Adam to sort of initiate him officially into it. It's just a matter of implementing it. It's just
and
a
we
matter
didn't
of
get a chance to talk
stuff.
about it last week because our guest showed up before you could really get into it.
Oh yeah, we'll go over it this week. Yeah, Adam, we're finalizing that stuff. It's going to be cool. It's going to be worth the wait. He's been super patient. Adam is far too good to us. We don't deserve him, but we'll take him. So
I'll take him.
Yeah, I'll take him all day.
Absolutely.
So, anyways,
absolutely.
But
you want to do one-offs?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
do one-offs.
Okay, let's turn this off and turn this on. Typewriter one-offs.
Yep.
Do you want to explain or you want me to explain?
You go for it.
All right, typewriter one-off. So we're typewriter aficionados. We love writing on typewriters. We see the value in it, the purity of the creative process, and because we're a writers group, we have to write something every week.
Yeah.
At least a page of something. So we do it on a typewriter.
Yeah.
And we bring it here to read to you and anyone who may watch this later on. As embarrassing and vulnerable as that is.
Unedited.
Some weeks, unedited. Some weeks it's more than others.
And this is like first draft run.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you do single space or double space on your one page?
I don't even bother with single space anymore. Yeah.
That is single space.
No, this is double. Or no, I don't even bother with double space.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's all single space from here on out. So, you guys, if you think I'm long-winded, you should have never let him tell me about
half of your
single
page
space.
is red. Is that Jesus talking or what's going on?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Yeah, it's no, this is what happens when Nashville Typewriter does not do what he's supposed to do and get back to you about fixing your typewriter, because his business model is more aligned with rubbing elbows with Tom Hanks and promoting himself, as opposed to actually fixing typewriters. So
we need good typewriter work in the greater Nashville area.
Yeah,
because there's only one game in town,
and he's a hipster,
and they don't want to play.
And he's an alcoholic or an addict, and he's addict brain, and so
maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, addict brain is a real thing, and I've worked with him, we've known him, and whatever, between you and God. But anyways,
do you want to see who goes first?
Yep. Let's rock paper scissors. Right, go. 1, 2, 3, shoot. All right. Off you go, buddy.
All right, I'm going to go through. I'm going to do this one. It's one page. It's just double spaced. Sure. And I went long ways, so it's a lot shorter than what you'd think. And I wrote this in a fit of deep depression about a month and a half ago.
This is one
so
of your,
all right. It's
yeah,
great.
So this is one of your banked ones?
Yeah, this is a perfect episode for that.
Yeah.
Okay. The salt stung his cracked skin between his toes. The waves broke and ran up the beach. Wet sand settled into the wounds and fought the salt for pain dominance. Cannon stepped further out into the water and lifted his eyes to the horizon. The ribbon of pale green light stretched from one end of the sea to the other. It was an unnatural, unholy glow. Fires were supposed to burn red and wash the skies with an orange hue. Cannon knew what this green sky foretold. He had dragged his family across the desert, running away from it. The wind had been at their backs during their escape across the dry sands. The smell from the sickly green fires smelled of sulfur and methane. The flames that belched forth that smoke left nothing behind, and now it approached from the sea, ahead of them, and there was no escape. His wife and children huddled under the cover of cedars that struggled against the dry beach for life. There were only a few trees left, and it seemed that the green fires knew that some had yet survived. The sickly hailstorm of hot death had washed across the face of the earth, and this beach was the last of the unburnt reaches. And only Cannon and his family remained. It was here that they must wait for their agonizing deaths. Cannon had watched his friends and neighbors consumed by the scourge. They did not pass quickly. Their flesh was set to slow burn, the intensity of the flames engineered to just crawl over the body, dissolving inch by inch, the skin, then the muscle, then the bone. It took hours for even the smallest of creatures to give up their spirits. The largest of creatures took a good half day to finally die. Cannon looked back to his family. The children held close to their mother's breast while she looked pleadingly back. He nodded and returned to them, first taking his daughter into his arms. She was the most innocent, so she should be first. Only the most determined, undeterred, and strong of them should go last. That would be Cannon. He would help his children die a quick, watery death in the sea. Then he would help his wife before her grief could drive her to madness. Finally, he would take the sea into his own lungs. But the fire was getting closer. It spread across the surface of the sea on sheets of grime and oil. When Cannon put his head under, he saw schools of fish, ocean life of all kinds, jaunting about their crystal universe. They were unaffected by the flame of Earth's purge. They had not transgressed. They had only lived as they were created to, never trespassing onto land, never planting the flag, never cultivating, conquering, or polluting the realm of more intelligent life. Cannon pulled the bodies of his wife and children down to the muddy ocean floor. He embraced their lifeless bodies, then piled sea stones atop them all. Food for the survivors. Then he took his last breath. Moments later, the fires reached the beach. The trees were consumed in slow-burning agony. When the last tree crumbled to ash, the fire could only consume itself. The end.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What inspired that?
I have no idea.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. The end of the world, last person on earth. Is it merciful to let your family die a slow, miserable death, or
Yeah. When do you
let him go? Let him pass. Help him pass quickly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm like, well, watch your tone, kid.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk back to me. Go clean your room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I'll, maybe
Yeah.
I'll help you along.
Yeah.
If things go south.
Or maybe I won't.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll let
It might come down to me
flames lick
someday.
at
Is
your
all I'm
toes.
saying.
Yeah.
It might come down to me. I don't know.
Yeah. That's it kind of reminds me of the end of The Mist, where where like the hero, quote unquote, everybody kills themselves and then he kills the kid and then he gets out, and just as like the military is rolling through, they're like saving everybody from the monsters. So like he never had to kill anybody, let alone his own child.
Gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
Which actually made me hate that movie. Like, that's such a bummer of an... Like, I hate bummer ending movies. It's like, dude, I did not spend $20 in 2 hours to sit here just to be bummed out at the end of this.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Like,
that's horrible.
But
Yeah.
that's Stephen King.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
I don't know if
there you
that's
go.
pre or post Coke Stephen King. But it's one of his more popular ones. I mean, people tend to like The Mist, but people also, wear masks. So I'm not saying there's a 1-to-1 ratio there, but I'm saying now masks are not okay and you don't have to wear them. And we were right the whole time. But
Turns out,
hey, whatever.
that's
Okay, so here's mine. The red and black mean nothing. So. Okay. Radishan watched the blaze consume the portcullis. Shadows lurked under its Tesian flames and billowing smoke. Screams trailed their wake as the devils went about their hellish business. It was too late. He couldn't stop them. How they got inside the wire, he'd never know until it was too late. He threw on his cuirass and belted his arming sword to his waist. Radishan strode out into the blood and ashen bailey with his buckles still being cinched and his arming sword drawn into the night. He held its blade aloft for all to see. "May the light of the one true God cleanse this place of your presence," he shouted into the burgeoning darkness and chaos. Some of the devils heard him and detoured from their ill-begotten labors, arcing their sprints and turning into him, only to meet his blade in screams of torment and destruction. None stood against Radishan, as he never broke stride, wading through the evil spirits made manifest with corporeal magics, only to be repulsed by his blessed cruciform sword. Most of the minions of darkness knew better. Radishan was a paladin, a holy knight, a warrior of the true light of the one true God. He could not be beaten in open combat upon the plains of contest, where Ilium fell and Jericho imploded. They knew better. Radishan's fortress had been nigh impenetrable. He had made sure that they had secured the walls, reinforced the gate, placed sentries at the sally ports and sewage drains. He had personally inspected their gear. He had trained the guards and held the night watch on more than one occasion. Radishan was an enemy of the darkness and the false light, but only the darkness made overtures of battle. He had spent his whole life dedicated to training in the arts of warfare against the darkness. Though they had tried many times, the Shadow People could never do their devilish master's bidding and defeat Radishan. He had sharpened his sword on the truth and flexed strong muscles and a stronger mind against their machinations. Radishan was the fortress. And yet, it burned. He wondered how this happened. He had made every provision, taken every precaution. He was a master of fighting the darkness. He had built a small team of trusted brothers in arms around him who each had a function of the body and the spirit of what they were trying to achieve. And yet the demons were inside, wreaking havoc and killing the wanton, and killing with wanton abandon. Radishan checked the armory. It was secure. He checked the underground tunnels. They were unmolested. His work had gone unvanquished. "And yet here we are," said a crooning voice of the pit behind him. Radishan turned to see an angel of light standing before him, pavilioned in false regalia and smirking with that self-satisfied pride which had damned his whole race. "You failed, Paladin," he told him. "You built your castle on trust and faith, but you left the back door open for the hope of vanity. You did not account for greed, resentment, and self-pity. Those demons I have used to betray you. Your arms and armor are useless. The Paladin's panoply will be yet another war trophy on my mantle in the abyss. And all because you sacrificed your wisdom that told you not to trust your brothers in arms, whom I have gained entry with because of their greed and resentment, and your sentiment is your downfall. You should have been less merciful, Knight of the Fold. You have betrayed yourself, and I have become the harbinger of your doom." Radishan saw the fallen advance towards him, his false light blooming, and at last the brave paladin, stupid as he was, knew the number of his days.
Ooh, okay, where did that... Who's Radishan? Is that a new figure?
No, just...
Sounds Greek.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think of Radagast and Radamont. Radishan's I don't know. I've never used it before. The cool thing about like growing up being a Star Wars fan is you just like you imbibe and memorize so many goofy names that like coming up with a name is just like it's like a fish to water. You know, it's like it takes nothing to come up with a fun little name for something. So
very cool.
But it's gotta sound pronounceable. It's gotta sound interesting, but it's gotta sound exotic. You know,
it does,
and
it does for sure.
I don't think there's anybody in any of the Angel books named Radishan. So, but yeah.
D says great, John.
Oh, thank you, D.
Yeah,
appreciate
fantastic. That was really good. Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, now that we've basically dropped trowel in front of all of the internet with our writing, you want to go on to a topic?
Yeah. Yeah. What's the topic?
Let's do a UFO update.
Okay.
So, as many of you know, the Senate Intelligence Committee is going to have a hearing. No later. Well, they say no later than June 25th. It's supposed to be the end of this month. A couple of branches of the military, the unidentified aerial phenomenon task force.
Oh yeah.
The Navy, and one other agency I can't remember. They're all supposed to report to this Senate committee about what they know of the reports of, basically UFOs. They have all these videos, they have a bunch of, we see very little of what they actually have.
Yeah.
Of the footage and what they have documented that's classified. They have to declassify those things. They have to study them and give a detailed analysis, disclose a detailed analysis of what they've learned from all this data to the Senate. And this we know. And this is something that it was required. It is being required by the COVID bill that was signed back in December.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a provision in there that this committee had to be formed, and there needed to be some kind of disclosure. Not the big disclosure, not capital D disclosure, just
Right.
lowercase d.
Yeah.
We need to know what are we seeing?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of technology is it? Where do we think it's coming from? Is it us? Is it one of our adversaries? What is it that we're seeing?
Yeah. When is this supposed to happen?
End of June.
End of June.
And obviously they're going to say, we don't know what it is and it's not us. That's what they're going to say. That's not going to surprise us.
Yeah.
But that's only going to wet the whistle of the public, right? Because now the public is starting to demand more.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to want more. News agencies are starting to, they want to report more.
Yeah.
When eyeballs get on this thing.
Oh yeah, there's momentum, traction.
Yeah. It makes me
blood in the
wonder.
water.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder, how
Yeah.
close are we to some sort of deceptive disclosure officially?
Mm-hmm.
Are we?
Yeah. If you ever want to waste your time, like if you feel like maybe you have too much time on your hands and too much worthwhile stimuli in your life, and you just need to tone it down and just basically, but you don't want to like just listen to static, just put it on C-SPAN.
I was going to say CNN.
Yeah, just put it on C-SPAN and watch any Senate hearing ever on anything. Feckless, ineffectual, money-wasting, parasitic, go-nowhere dog and pony shows. Absolutely nothing that goes on accomplishes anything. Nothing is ever said. And all of the wormy little pundits on either side just take sound bites to try and keep everybody galvanized. The amount of conservatives in this country are probably well over 70%. The amount of liberals in this country are extremely vocal. And it's probably about, maybe if you're lucky, 27%. But they sell this thing to you that it's divided 50-50 because they have to,
Except every election cycle where they're trying to tell you, no, it's there are no conservatives.
Right.
It's all how could they possibly have any voice or influence over the vote, because everyone thinks this way.
Mm-hmm. Whatever goes on in that Senate hearing at the end of June is going to be a complete farce and a complete charade, and none of it matters because none of it's going to actually make a difference until something crazy happens that they're going to control and that they're going to either be the puppets of or the puppet masters of.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
that's true. That's
because they're all evil, awful, stupid people.
Like they're going to fake a sighting.
Right.
Fake a big
or an
sighting.
arrival.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
to what ends? To what ends do you think?
Well, Reagan talked about it, and Bush talked about it. They both want some sort of global homo new world order. Global homogenized new world order, and it's an Independence Day. The best way to unite everybody is to have an exterior threat.
Yep.
I mean, Reagan literally said it in one of the videos. We watched it, I think, the night we were making T-shirts.
Yeah.
John had a really good idea that we need to make T-shirts with like a crosshair over ET that just says all aliens are demons.
I'm not opposed to that, actually.
Yeah. So there are no aliens. There's no such thing as aliens. They don't exist. They're all either fabrications meant to control you, or they're demonic entities, fallen angels, something spiritual. We can call it interdimensional. You can call it whatever you want. It's semantics at that point.
But it's not extraterrestrial.
Right. No, it's absolutely not. And the fastest way to like red pill yourself onto all that arcane esoterica is to like once you accept that we never landed on the moon, then that sort of is like your gateway drug to sort of like what Blurry Creatures talked about, like Bigfoot's
the gateway drug, yeah.
Yeah. So the moon landing is the same thing. Once you start to investigate the moon landing, once you start to investigate Bigfoot, and it's not just the moon landing itself, it's like just all of NASA. Yeah. And once you understand what a shell game NASA is, and that was just a money laundering institution, then you suddenly realize like, okay, nothing I see on Fox News and CNN and the 3 or 4 major networks matters. It shouldn't matter. And the biggest crime that conservative pundits commit, and this is why you shouldn't listen to any like conservative pundits. Don't listen to Ben Shapiro. Don't listen to Steven Crowder. I'm going to burn all these bridges right now because I hate these people. Don't listen to Charlie Kirk. Don't listen to any of these conservative people, because if you watch them, Mr. Reagan is another one. Don't listen to him. Don't waste your time is what I'm saying. Not because these guys aren't right. They're right. It's just they're about 10 miles back of where they need to be. They're still in the pearl clutching phase. The how dare they aghast. Oh, what? And it's all a show to get you riled up so that you buy their gold and buy their silver and buy their little mug club and their little fancy pants and lollipops, and it's just like, but these people, even if they're, and it's okay to, I'm not saying like don't support people, but like don't support people who are just chasing their own tails. And that's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Is they're chasing their own tails by continually stirring the pot with just like, did you see the thing that happened in New York where like, the drag queens are teaching like, kids and it's like, yeah, we've known about that for like 3 years now, dude. Yeah. Like stop wasting your energy clutching your pearls and start using your energy trying to accomplish something.
Yeah.
Because
all they're accomplishing right now is calling the other side hypocrites.
Right. And it's like, we know.
Yeah,
and we know, and they know, and they don't care.
Yeah, but it's that message that it keeps viewers watching.
They
like to cycle in that. They like to just. Yeah. They want to hear that. They want that to be overly validated because they're stuck in that cycle. I'm going to go back and get a little more of that validation.
Well, that's their grift.
Yeah, but what are you going to do?
Right.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Right. Are you right? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to short squeeze someone's stock? Are you going to run somebody out of town? Are you going to vote somebody out of office? Are you going to buy someone's business? I mean, like, what are you going to do? Because the left is actually doing something.
Yeah, they're doing a lot.
The left is burning. The left is murdering. The left is beating. The left is using violence, and then accusing you and us of anytime we exercise our free speech, if it's uncomfortable to them in any way, they accuse us of violence. Meanwhile, they are actually out there causing violence, and we do nothing about it. And so, like, we just sit here and we watch our little Steven Crowder, who, like, he's
changed my mind.
Like, whatever, Okay. Like, he's the biggest clown shoe. Him and Ben Shapiro. I mean, both of them. And he's in Nashville now. Of course he is.
Of course he is. Everyone from California's moving here.
Yeah. If you're from California, don't get it wrong.
Here we go.
Yeah. I hate you. I don't think you're cool, because the most conservative Californian is like a Dixiecrat here.
Yeah.
Like the most hardcore, and I've known them. Like, I worked in a gun shop for years. I saw transplant refugee carpetbagger Californians come here, and every one of you think that, like, you're so conservative and you're so logos driven and you're so red pill. It's like, dude, you are like the most hardcore Democrat here.
Yeah.
You're nothing, and you are not going to help. Oh, I'm fiscally conservative, but I'm socially liberal.
Yeah. Well, what are you when you vote?
Right. What are you when you vote? And who do you?
Because you don't get to choose between you don't choose between those two things when you vote.
No, you don't. And what do you spend your money on? Are you spending your money on corporations that are part of the Luciferian Rainbow Coalition? Yeah. So maybe if we started, actually like doing something instead of just they're being naughty again. They're not being honest. It's like, yeah, we all know they're not being honest. Yeah, shut up. Don't watch those people is what I'm saying. Like, watch Heavenly Realms. So, whatever. So, that's my rant.
That's your rant?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the UFO thing, it's gonna probably happen at some point in our lifetime. And these Senate hearings are gonna be hilarious. My recommendation
It's another rung on the ladder.
Yeah, it is.
You
It's
know?
another rung on the ladder. And it's like, man, get some kettle corn, get drunk,
It'll be fun.
watch it, and just laugh at these useless people who are wasting your tax dollars because that's all they do. And this ineffectual, bloated government, that masquerades as being
It's sick.
Yeah. But I mean, this is just a farm anyway, so whatever. Like, you don't have any real rights.
No.
So there's no such thing as a real constitution.
Well, there's no such thing as America anymore, really, to be
No,
honest with you.
no, there
I
isn't.
mean, it's kind of dead.
So yeah, it is.
But, or at least that's how we're feeling right now, because that's,
Yeah.
effectually what we're experiencing.
And I love listening to all my my Q friends talk about the currency revaluation and the rainbow dollar and how like Michael, and they're like, oh, did you see the latest thing from like Michael Flynn on Telegram? Oh yeah, the thing where he's trying to get you to buy the gold. Yeah. Okay. Whatever, dude. They've had multiple opportunities. They've never.
Yeah.
I
got sucked into it during the election.
We all did.
I thought something big was going to happen.
We all
They
did.
reeled me in,
Yeah.
and nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Yeah.
And
And it's like, it's all part of the plan. I just saw a telegram from Michael Flynn today that was like, just be patient.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, really? Are you going to be saying this next year?
And they got real quiet
Yeah.
for about like a month.
Oh
after.
my gosh, it was such a
Like,
merciful
and they
month.
started slowly
Yeah.
reemerging.
Yep.
With whatever followers had remained from the fallout of people going, you guys are ridiculous. None of this stuff happened that you said was going to happen.
Yeah.
Very few, so they're building their followers back up
Mm-hmm.
again, and they're doing the same old thing.
Yeah.
They're wrong. Nothing happens. Nothing will happen.
Yeah.
They're totally discredited. They're not credible.
No. And the sad thing is, like, everything they talked about with, like, the Illuminati, the Pizzagate, like, all that stuff, it's all true. Like, all that stuff is real. Everything that Q talks about is real, but at the same time, it's all a psyop to get you to not do anything because you're trusting somebody else to come and save you. Here's the thing. No one's coming to save you. Not this side of the veil, anyways.
Yeah.
Trump's
That's right.
not going to save you.
No.
Flynn's not going to save you.
No.
You can either attempt to save yourself, or you can just accept it and just trust in the Lord, and that's it. Those are your two options.
Those are your options.
Yeah, but this whole but all this currency revaluation thing, it's all just greed. It's like, why do you want this? Like, why do you care? Oh, because I got all this crypto, and I got all this stock and this silver and gold, and it's going to be worth
So
I got
tired
all
of
this
hearing about crypto.
Zimbabwe dollars and this Vietnamese dong, and it's all going to be worth like 80 times whatever it is right now. And it's like, well, how much money do you really need? Like, why do you care? Like, you're bourgeois middle class. Like I mean,
At best.
right? It's like, do you have a roof over your head? Are you comfortable? Like, are you happy? Are you like? It's greed masquerading as something more than that, and it just is so tiresome. Yes, they've been trying to do Jasara and Nasara for like 30 years now. We know, at least 30 years. We know that they're gonna, slowly roll out as like minimally as possible breadcrumbs, more of this, UFO deception thing. We know that like everything that Q says is technically true, but nothing is going to come of it. So it's like you're just racing towards a red light, Yeah. So
Yeah.
whatever.
So don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Listen to us.
Yeah. Listen to us.
Listen
Yeah,
to us.
because
We got it going on.
I don't know.
We
Or
know.
don't.
We know.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, or don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've been wrong more
yeah.
than I'm right. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, I mean, even you can play by like the Alex Jones percentages, of like the 60-40. Alex Jones is right 60% of the time, and man, they hung him for it practically, like, I mean, he's been deplatformed from everything.
Everything. Yeah.
And even
He's retired in some place in
well, and
Texas.
here's the thing: you can't appease. This is why, like, I borderline like want to nuke this thing every single week that we do it, even though I love it. Like, you can't appease the tiger and expect not to get eaten. So like even and Alex Jones is a classic example. Out of everybody, Alex Jones was too big to fail, right? So like every single person on YouTube that you watch is just peanut shells compared to Alex Jones.
Sure. Yeah, he's big.
And Alex Jones played the game. He used like the coded language to try and not get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And he still got caught. So even Alex Jones tried to play with the tiger, and still got eaten. And if Alex Jones can't do it, none of us can do it. So it's like you have to decide for yourself what do you want to accomplish with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. It's a good question to ask.
Are you going to live in some sort of integrity, or are you going to live, chasing some sort of self-pity? Because that's ultimately what a lot of self-interest is it's really just self-pity. So, but even Alex Jones couldn't do it. And so like, all these people who think that they can like dance with the devil and not get burned. It's just like, dude, the champion couldn't do it. We won't do it either,
Well, he danced a lot closer to the flame though than most people do.
He did
with a political political show.
Yeah. Yeah, he stayed in politics, and that's one thing I do like admire about like Creepy Little Book. Like Pete makes a point. He's had to say it repeatedly lately that like he doesn't delve into politics. He just delves into esoterica, and whatever. That's his brand. But like even Alex Jones was right only at most 60% of the time. But that 60% was enough. Was enough for them to come for him.
I think with writing and, esoterica.
Yeah.
You can be wrong 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And they're not coming after you because
right.
they're assuming that you're wrong.
Right. Yeah. They know you're wrong.
That you're crazy.
Well, you're disinformation at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's when you're right.
That's when they come at you.
That's when they smoke check you.
Yeah. We're not right ever.
Yeah.
We're always wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. This is all an act.
Yeah.
This is. How do you know I didn't pregame? That's like, have you ever, if you've never seen the first season of True Detective, you really should. I rewatched it. I did my yearly rewatch this past week, and there's this genius thing that Matthew McConaughey's character does in the interview. Like the whole story is told like in retrospect, like in flashbacks and everything. Yeah. And Matthew McConaughey, is being interviewed by these two cops, and he's a former cop, and but he has them get him a 6-pack of beer, because then it's not admissible. He drinks while he talks, So
I love that. That season is fantastic.
Yeah.
Season one. That's the first one. Right?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Oh,
yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah,
he is so good in that.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
They're both killer. That's totally worth watching if you've never seen it. And the music is really good too.
Yes, it is.
Man.
Fantastic. And the villain is horrifying.
Yeah. Who is the villain? Yeah.
Really, you only get some of the villain.
You really do.
There's more out there than what they are. Well, I won't say anything. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's
a pretty
good
point. Yeah.
So
I might have to watch it again.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's totally worth it.
Well, man, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to go over before we take it? We're coming up on an hour now.
No, we had. I think I had emailed. I'd emailed Stephen Pressfield about the interview. We probably will not do the interview live on a Sunday, but he was down to do the interview live. To like live stream it at some point. So it probably, and I haven't heard from him in like a week or two, so I might send a follow-up, get with you and find some dates that would work. I gave him our schedule, of when we theoretically are free, but we can always make exceptions. As far as I know, what we probably will do will be on a Saturday sometime.
Okay.
I imagine, since Sunday is his day off, so it's not going to be Sunday. It'll either be during the week or it'll be on a Saturday, something like that. And then we'll probably live stream it and then just have it ready. I don't think we'll do any sort of editing or anything like that. I don't think we'll need to. It's just a 30-minute interview. So,
Okay.
I talked to him last week about that, and I'll do a follow up next time. So, that's all that she wrote for that.
Okay.
So,
very cool.
But what's coming up with you for the next week? Anything people should pay attention to?
Let's see. I have discovered many typos
Yeah.
in currently published work that I need to get fixed. And that's what I'll be doing this week.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing this week.
Isn't it fun when you pay somebody for that and then you still find a bunch of mistakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big things.
Yeah. I found some when I was reading the timepiece, and I remember feeling bad. I remember feeling like angry on your behalf because it's like he paid a professional editor. Finding an editor is the hardest thing.
Yeah, I need a good one.
Yeah,
I need one that's like really thorough.
You need someone who's thorough, who's like left brain thorough, but who also gets what you're trying to do, and gets your work, and is plugged in.
Yeah,
Like that's why I love having Adam do it, because Adam is my third narrator, at least, and but he's a fan of the work, right? So like he understands what I'm doing. He's understanding why certain things are written a certain way, and he doesn't monkey with that. Instead, he looks for like the left brain stuff where it's like I left off a period, and it's like you want somebody who, but also at the same time he will come back to me and be like, oh, well, here's this, and I think this is a little confusing, or I think you maybe meant this, or this might look a little better if you, did it this way. But you trust him because he's on board. Mm-hmm. He's not just a hired mercenary, and like with your editor, as professional as she is, it's like, yeah, but you're still missing stuff, and you're like wooden headed towards it. You're not like plugged in, you're not in the flow of what we're doing, and it just, at least that was my experience. But it's just frustrating when you pay like hundreds of dollars to somebody to do a job, and they just cream cheese and and Twinkie their way through it. So
it's frustrating. You pay someone and they give you some results, but not all the results you need.
Yeah. Well, because then it makes you look like an idiot, Yeah. But here's the nice thing about that. If you do hire an editor and you have in your second page, edited by, blah, 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 like if someone reads that, because I'll tell you, all the books that I've been reading lately all have typos in them. And I don't blame like Frank Herbert for that. I blame like, what publishing company is this? What editor is this? So that is the nice thing about hiring an editor, is it's a layer of exoneration that you have available. So get an editor. Basically what we're saying. Even if they miss stuff, you can, if anybody yells at you for it, you can be like, go talk to that guy. Go talk to that chick. She's the one who poo-pooed this one. So anyways.
That's all. That's all I'm doing this week. You?
Sasquatchalypse.
Yeah.
We got into. I'm creeping up on 100 pages.
Nice.
We got into like the first sort of like info dump. Someone kind of gets sick of dealing with Roman Coke, so he takes a Detonics Combat Master, which is like a 1911 that Crockett used for Miami Vice, and like shoves it up in his face and is like, one of us is going to start shooting straight. So, it's either you or me, buddy.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, it's been
excited.
Good. I think like the way to structure that is you get through like the first 100 pages, and that kind of is like your small scale thing, kind of like what I did with Empyrean Falling, where like the first act is really a small scale thing, and then it unfolds by a magnitude out from that, because eventually you have to get to some sort of World War Z kind of collapse. But it's like, but you can start small and have that be an isolated little, almost like a bottle episode. Meanwhile, there's all this chaos going on around them that they're not aware of. And then when they're done with that, they step out of that bottle, and then they see the chaos around them, and then it's just sort of, rolls out from there. So
Yeah.
at least that's the plan. I'm
Cool.
trying not to think about it too hard.
Okay.
You know, sometimes
Very
you don't
cool.
have to think about stuff too hard. Just do them.
Very cool.
Anyways,
Well,
that's me.
all right, man. Well, I don't have anything else.
Nope. Yeah, short and sweet.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we did a short one today, guys.
I want some
Been a
queso.
long week. I need some. Yeah, I need something.
I'm gonna have a cerveza. You know, see if I can get myself kicked out. You know. Yeah.
Shouldn't be hard.
No. Nah, shouldn't take much at this point. You know. All right, guys. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Nick.
We're the Gosslings. Adam, D. Good to have you guys
Thanks
here.
for joining. Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else watching? Mark, Will, John. I don't know if any of you guys are watching, but thank you. And we'll see you guys later. Have a